So you're charged with failure to give information upon striking a highway fixture. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
On December 28, 2024, the officer was dispatched to apartments in Harris County, Texas, in regard to a single vehicle accident that hit the mailbox of a resident. The officer observed the defendant's motor vehicle with heavy front end damage, but did not locate any driver or occupants inside the vehicle. During an inventory, the officer located the defendant's photo ID and Texas utility bill that came back to the defendant's name and address, approximately 1.4 miles from the accident. The registered owner of the mailbox came back to the defendant of the utility bill and his address. The officer went to the defendant's residence, noticed the garage door open and garage interior to the residence wide open. The officer made contact at the residence, wanted to make sure the motor vehicle was not stolen and wanted to make sure the owner of the vehicle was okay. The officer went inside the residence after knocking and announcing his presence several times under the community caretaking doctrine, and the officer made contact with the defendant asleep in the living room. The defendant woke up and it was because they had yes, the vehicle was damaged and he wanted to make sure the occupant was okay. So he announced himself and went into the residence. And then it was after that he saw the defendant asleep in the living room, and the defendant woke up and immediately said the car accident, that he did not cause any injuries or any trouble, and that he was driving his motor vehicle 2 or 3 hours prior, and that he was on his way to drop it off at a mechanic when his vehicle was hit. The defendant called the insurance company, and the defendant walked home because no one arrived on scene, and the defendant was going to pick up his motor vehicle in the morning. And the officer made contact with the complainant, who stated she heard a loud bang and observed damages approximately $1,025.
So are you telling me that he did stay though?
No. What happened, Your Honor, is that he struck the mailbox at the apartment, and the defendant said that he called his insurance, no one came to the scene, so he walked home. And the officer, when he arrived, saw the empty.
Did he make an attempt at the scene to anyone?
All he said is that he called the insurance company. That's the only person that he had stated he called. And then after that, he walked home because no one arrived on scene. And then that's when the officer arrived and saw his empty vehicle damaged, and then he found a utility bill in the ID.
I have so many questions. Let's do this. I'm going to appoint you a lawyer, or you have a lawyer, right? Let's do this. I'm going to hold off on finding probable cause at the moment. Let me wait for your lawyer to get here. We'll revisit PC and here momentarily.
Your Honor, Mr. Biagas, when he climbed to the mailbox pole, he didn't stop. He got out of the car. There's no one to talk to. And so from there, he went to his residence, Your Honor. But, it's not a case where he didn't identify himself or anything. And then we don't know what the restitution amount's going to be for the bylaws.
Make that, according to the statute, right, it says that you're
Identify himself or anything. And then we don't know what the restitution amount's going to be for the bylaws.
My was that, according to the statute, right, it says that you're supposed to, I don't even
Take
know.
reasonable steps to locate and notify the owner or person in charge of the property of the collision.
What time? It was just the middle of the night.
1:50 in the morning.
I don't think it'd be reasonable to knock on anyone's door. I don't think one would open.
I mean, reasonable steps. You know where the person lives. You hit their mailbox. It would be pretty easy to walk up and knock on the door.
Is that reasonable? I mean, if you go up to someone's door at 2 a.m. and you start knocking on the door, are you going to scare the
Probably, Judge, but I would want to know if it were my mailbox and somebody ran their car into it.
Would you open the door and go out?
I would look at the people and see.
I
And then I
guess
would
there
see
are
the car.
other measures I guess you could take theoretically.
Something.
Right.
I guess leave.
Leave a note on the door.
Okay, all right. Mr. Biagas, come up. I mean, reasonable measures, right? And I guess that would. Have you on his license? See if he has a valid Texas driver license.
It's a Florida license that appears valid.
Mr. Biagas, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you not to drive any vehicle unless you have car insurance in your name. Do you understand? If I find that you're driving without a license and or liability insurance in your name, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Okay.